Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 premium SPG that most people know as a leFH, a leaf blower, or a leHeffer. This one is also known as Fifi La Pew Pew by the members of What Arty Noobs, and it's located on the south spawn of Abbey under the command of Appa561 of OLIMP. Game on! Well, it's a 105mm light field howitzer, which is a German artillery piece, and it is actually, should be on the German tech tree, but Wargaming needed a premium vehicle to announce the new French tech tree at the time, and so they actually made it a French Arty and put it on their tech tree instead, which is a bit historically wrong. If you ever look at pictures of the PP, you'll see that it actually had I forgot what they're called, not the Iron Cross, but it's called the German Cross instead. So it's actually, yes, a German artillery. Okay, well, he's spotted the enemy and he's dialing in as fast as he dare. Well, there's a whole bunch of enemy up here and they've not moved any further. They've got to the wrecks and they're using them for cover, but that's actually going to be to their detriment, because now that's a direct hit and it kills the M8A1 with one shot. So the enemy are now starting to find out if they stay where they are, they're more than likely going to die. Rounds out the IKB. Oh, and the Matilda bumps him from behind, and the Matilda takes the hit instead of the IKB. So that was an expensive one for the Matilda. Now the Matilda's decided to stand and fight. Oh, and now he's on the move. Pumps another one in. That's just a little bit late. And the Matilda's gone down as well. Now, it's a pity he couldn't get a shot on the IKB, but he has another go, because the IKB has very thin armor, so it actually does make a nice satisfying bang if you hit it. Fires in advance of the Churchill, and he still hits it, even though he wasn't aiming at the spot that he did get the hit on. T6 medium sitting at the back. He's going to take a hit if he keeps staying there. Very silly thing to do, just sit back and try and provide support, because all you're doing is making yourself a willing target for the RC, and that's another blind kill. A blind kill this time. Well, it was a blind kill for the M8A1 as well, but he did get a direct hit. Now we've got an M4A3E2. That's the Sherman Jumbo, and he does get a direct hit for that one. 96. Now, if you remember, it's 410 alpha, 53mm pen, so most of the tanks at tier 4 and tier 5 easily penetrated. This is a tier 6 game with tier 4 tanks in it. It's also got 53mm pen, as I said, 1.91 meters on the burst radius as well, and that IKB is trying to sneak up, and he's very low on hit points now, so that should be his first target, because that guy will go down with one near miss. Rounds out. Yeah, got him. That's how to do it. 3 kills now for Appa. He's showing what he can do with this gun. And he's now tearing the Largo to pieces. Just tracked him. He's gone down, so he would have got the damage assist because he tracked the guy. The Churchill's still coming on, but he gets another hit for 114. Standard reload is 8.32 seconds, but he's got a reload of 7.54. It's one of the fastest firing arties in the game. It's also got a very high DPM, which makes this a prized vehicle at tier 5. Rounds out, another hit, 42. He's left him on a one shot. The next shot could kill that Churchill if he gets it on target, and he does. And that's 4 kills in the game for Appa. Now he turns around and moves back to his previous position. Are there any enemy in the cap area? No. But he's going to cover this area just in case. There's only 3 enemy tanks left. The M4A3E2, the Sherman Jumbo. The other one is the P2640 and the T40 on the enemy team. We're looking at the T40. He's dialing in as fast as he can. Fires a long-range shot all the way out. Oh, he's got another blind kill. That's 5. In fact, he had 3 blind kills in the game. 3. So that's the third one. Now, is there another one that we can get to get the top gun? He's so close to getting it. If there is a P2640, that's fairly thin armor. If he can get one on that guy. But it looks like they've run and hid. There's the M4A3E2. He's in the grounds of the Abbey. Now, he can hit him, but it's going to be a difficult shot. He's lined it up. He's getting a red line occasionally. Okay, the enemy's sitting there. Rounds out. Close. He might want to change position just a little bit. Just as a note to Wargaming, you really haven't brought out any premium Artys in years. You really ought to do so, because you would make a fortune if you did. People would have to buy a premium Arty. That guy is seeing off most of our teammates in there. And now he's turned around. All the guys who actually went into the enemy cap area have been wiped out, except for the Panzer Selbstballefette 1C. Now, as you know, the M4A3E2, the Sherman Jumbo, was an assault jumbo, originally designed to knock down bunkers on the Siegfried line. There's a rather good video about it by the Chieftain if you want to have a look at it. But originally, they just put slab armor on the outside of the vehicle. But then they actually did take that a little bit further and actually put modified armor, the cast armor, to actually increase the thicknesses at certain points along the vehicle. They also selected the 75mm gun as the main gun for the Sherman Jumbo, and it was actually a bit of a mistake according to the Chieftain, because they really could have actually done with the 105mm to start with, because it had much more power to it. Well, they've managed to kill the P2640. The only enemy remaining is the Sherman Jumbo, but we lost the Panzer Selbstballefette 1C to the M4A3E2, and he's in a position where it's really difficult for us to get a shot. He's actually got cover from the buildings. So we're moving up the other end of the map to actually get to the cap area, or get to a position where we can actually fire on him. I don't think he can fire from that position there. At least there's going to be a building in the way. Yep. You've got to look at the buildings or the obstructions. Yes, so they fitted the 75mm gun, which is the same gun you find on the standard M4s that originally were produced. But they did actually convert some of the M4, the Sherman Jumbos, to have the 76mm gun instead. And they found that it was fairly easy to convert them to the 76mm, because they just had to remove the 75mm gun and fit the new 76 into the turret. They did have a revised turret anyway, which was very similar to the turret on the Pershing, or the T-26 for that matter. Okay, you've got a firing position here. Okay, because you'll be able to shoot over those mountains directly in front of you. And you've got the guy by the side. He's only 10 hit points left. The snapshot didn't work because it wasn't fully dialed in. But now we need a good shot, an aim shot, to take this guy out. Oh, it didn't work. Now line up the shot ahead of target. He's moving. This is it. Rounds out. And another hit. And he killed him. We can't see the wreck. There he is. Another blind chill for Appa561. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the second class tanker for Appa561 of OLIMP in the 105 leFH18B2 Beefy La Pew Pew. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 20. And he did get the top gun after all, because once he killed the Sherman Jumbo, there wasn't anyone left on the enemy team, but that was his 6th kill, and he got him. And it was a blind kill as well, which means 4 blind kills during that game. Yes, that's really going for it in terms of the blind kill rate. His win rate in the game, 3,500, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he can see here that the highest damage in the game turned out to be the M4A3E2 on the enemy team. Yes, the Sherman Jumbo got a high caliber top gun and a tank sniper with 3,971 hit points of damage, by far the highest damage in the game. Second highest went to the Baguette Panther, the Bretagne Panther, who got 2,169, and the third highest damage went to our Cromwell B with 1,704, and you can see Appa was just behind him with 1,350. When it came to kills, yes, it was that Sherman Jumbo again. 7 kills to him. 6 kills went to Appa561, and 4 kills went to the Churchill 1 on the enemy team, but Appa took him down as well. And when it came to base XP, it's the Cromwell who came out on top, but only just. He got 1,094. The Sherman Jumbo got 1,066 because of so much damage. He actually almost passed the highest scorer on our own team, even though he lost the game. So 1,066 base to him, 1,058 base to the Baguette Panther, and in fourth place we've got Appa with 865, the next highest scorer. You can see how well this guy was doing compared to the rest of his team, in that he's 3 times the score of the next highest base XP in his team. The Churchill only 319 compared to his 1,066. So he was really good player. Unfortunately, he just couldn't hang on. Not when he was being hit by an accurately aimed Arty. He did lose a lot of hit points in that game. We look at details, we can see that Appa fired 23 rounds, got 12 direct hits and 3 penetrating shots, 12 splash. Damage of 1,350, of which 1,272 were at more than 300 meters. Now, can we tell which shells he managed to get penetrating shots on? Well, I think the first one was definitely that M8A1. Yes, it is a penetrating shot. 242 hit points. The first shot he fired, and it went right through the M8A1, blew him to pieces. So he was out the game just like that. The other one he penetrated was the T40, and I suspect that shell went into the cockpit and took him out that way. The T6 medium, he took him out as well with a penetrating shot, 185 hit points and 1 pen. The rest of them were, well, fairly heavily armored, so obviously they were able to withstand the shells and not get penetrated. The surprise was the IKV-103, because normally you penetrate those things very easily with a 105mm round, because it just goes straight through the weak armor. But on this occasion, he didn't do that, but he still managed to get it as a kill. So let's go back to the details. 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 6 killed, 32 hit points of damage assists, and he earned 31,052 credits on the game and 1,816 experience points out of it as well. But best of all, he got a thank you for the carry for one of the team members. Yes, they actually contacted him by the message service afterwards. They sent him a little message saying, thank you for the carry. So, yes, I think they appreciated that Appa, with his 6 kills, actually really did make a huge difference to the team in that game and finally got them the kill. Finally brought down that Sherman Jumbo. Well, Appa sent in another replay, so it's not just one replay I'm doing in this video, it's 2. So let's have a look at the second one. The second battle is on the south spawn of Lakeville. Game on. Where you can see very solid metal. If you've ever been next to a Char B1, you'll know that they are pretty robust. In fact, those track links, they more look like moulded buckets which have been formed with a huge steel press. Very, very effective. It was quite interesting seeing one at Tank Fest in 2018. Rounds out. Nope, there's nothing there. Oh, here comes the enemy. It's a Chappie, and he's not stopping. He rams himself to death against our Type T-34. So he had a very brief battle. He's now back in the garage. But it looks like the enemy Arty, which in this case happens to be a Gorilla and a Bishop, are trying to attack our tanks before they've even crossed the ridgeline. Now, if you do follow Steve Walsh of Honest Gaming, you'd know that actually going to the valley is normally a bit of a waste of time if you're going to win a battle. It does help if you're an Arty to stay around this area, because of course there are fresh pickings on the valley, and of course you can help your teammates to actually keep the valley free of any intrusion. But the fact of the matter is, if you're in a tank, you're much better off going through the town. Well, the enemy Arty's been spotted. It's a bishop, one of them. We're dialing in as fast as we can, but we probably... Oh, we will get a shot. Rounds out. No, lands short. But we can hit this Su-85B, who's perched himself up on the rock, made himself an easy target. And that's a one-shot kill. And a penetrating shot at that. I think it went in through the open cockpit roof. And that's why he blew up straight away. Okay, so we've got a first kill. Probably not going to be the last kill as well. T1 Heavy keeps moving about, but he takes a solid hit for 103. It's very difficult to avoid the 105. Once you've actually been tracked, you can eventually just get torn to shreds bit by bit. It does have a very high DPM, mainly down to the fact that the shells can literally fly out of it. They're quite big shells. These are 105mm rounds, but the way that the PP was arranged meant that it was very easy to pump those shells in and get them out. It uses a hydro-pneumatic recoil, so actually a Rheinmetall Borsig gun, and it was, as I said, the most popular gun the Germans had during the war. If you were normally shelled by the Germans, it was probably a 105mm, although most people thought it was an 88 that was shelling them. The 88s were actually anti-aircraft guns, and they were used in tanks when they were modified to work in tanks, but most of the time the artillery that was hitting you was going to be the light field howitzer, which of course is the Leica Feldhaubitze, and that's the artillery piece you're seeing in this vehicle. Well, we're 3 up on the enemy at the moment, and they basically lost the town. And that T1 pops out for a quick look, and that's the end of his game. Yes, he was really careless there. But that T28, well, they can go down with just one shot because they are very lightly armoured. He took a hit for 131, but he's now retreating. Can he get another shot? He's going to try blind shot. Doesn't hit him. So we still need to guard the valley, but we can move up. Now this bush here is actually quite a good bush to fire from. You can only catch one side of the bottleneck at the pinch point in the valley, but it's actually quite a long way forward. And the T28 is retreating rapidly up the other end of the valley. The Arty are probably down there. Just missed him. That was only a little way out. And we just saw Tracer coming from the enemy Arty, who's nearby. That's probably not the firing position. I think he's actually slightly more to the left. Okay, Valentine anti-tank, we'll have him. Rounds out. Gets a hit. Solid one, 165. Can he get the kill shot? Line it up. That's it. That hit the gun shield, but it wasn't a full penetrating shot. And now we can see the bishop. He stopped to go for the T28, and he gets a solid hit on him too. He's now one shot. We should go for the T28, just follow up and finish him off. But he has been taken out by one of our teammates. The bishop, he's next. Rounds out. And he's a one-shot kill. Now we just need to get the Valentine. So we've got 2 kills now. We need a third. And we get it. And there's only 2 enemies remaining. One of those is a Panther 3 Ausführung J. And he's just gone. The last remaining enemy is the gorilla. And he's been located at the back of the map. There he is. So it was a little further away than we thought. And both parties are trying to hit him. Now, fully dialed in, rounds out, and oh, just missed again. Now, fully dialed in, fires it in, and gets the kill this time. So that's 2 Arty in the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was another second-class tanker for Appa561 in the 105 leFH18B2. He managed to get a counter-battery fire medal for killing 2 enemy Arty in the game. He also got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits and got 14. And he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall with a win rate of 5,256, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, there you go. The highest damage was 1,804. Not quite as high as the score in the last game, where the Super Jumbo managed to get over 3,000 hit points of damage. But it's still the highest damage in this game overall. The second highest damage actually went to the Gorilla on the enemy team with 1,536, so he was a good player as well. And the third highest damage, well, that went to the Matilda on our team, who managed to get a Confederate and 1,301 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, we can see that Appa561 got 4 kills, so did the Gorilla on the enemy team. So they both got the highest number of kills in the game. 2 kills went to the AMX CLC Biz, the Stugfia, and the 14 TP on our own team, rather. And when it came to base XP, he's got that one too. So he's got the top in all 3 columns yet again. 876 went to Appa561, 698 went to the Stugfia, and 697, just 1 experience points less, went to the Matilda. Appa fired 26 rounds in the game. He got 11 direct hits on the enemy, 3 penetrating shots, and 10 splash. Damage of 1,804, all of it at more than 300 meters. So can we tell which 3 he managed to penetrate? Well, I think the SU-85 has to be the penetrating shot because that was a one-shot kill. And as I said at the time, I think the shell actually went in through the roof of the vehicle and wiped everybody out inside. So it was a clear, clean penetrating shot in that sense. I suspected the Bishop, yes, and it is the Bishop, was also penetrated because that blew up with the next round. And the Gorilla, yes, very thin armor on the Gorilla, and he got that one too. 208 hit points of damage. If we go down the list, we can see he damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 4, and he got 44 hit points of damage assistance. He earned 37,685 credits from the game, and he got 25 bonds from mission achievement and 1,840 experience points altogether. If you want to earn credits, the one way of doing it is with a Fifi, because even though it's at tier 5, you just pump out so many shells. If you are careful, you can actually rack up quite a lot of damage and lots of credits, and fairly quickly at that rate. So yes, definitely worth getting one of these if they are available, but they haven't been available for some time. And even though I asked Wargaming to tell me when the Fifi would be going on sale because people wanted to buy them, they couldn't tell me. So unfortunately, still don't know. But we keep trying to persuade Wargaming to bring more premium Arty into the game, and we've even given them suggestions, Arties that they could put into the game fairly quickly, because the game model is already there. And it's just a matter of adjusting how the thing looks to actually give it the Arty ability. And of course, persuading the standard players that they can actually live against premium Arty. It's just a matter of they're going to have to shell out a few pounds to get themselves a new premium Arty. And I think most people would buy it. I think Wargaming would make millions if they did bring out new premium Arty. So come on, Wargaming. If you want to make some money, there's one way to do so, and that's to sell more premium Arty. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.